There are things in life that are not within our control, but one of the things that we have the absolute power over is starting over. I am BC, the host of Life is in the Ad, a space where we share perspective and also seeing things from a different point of view. I am going to be sharing 3 stories today, and that is not for you to have all the answers that you are looking for, but for you to reflect if life is really that hard. I know this is the new year and this is just the best time to talk about this because we see so many people reinventing themselves, so many changes. Even there are things in my life that I am like, this is the year, new me. This is the year that I'm going to make some changes. I have some areas in my life where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna wait till the new year and start working on it. Is that always ideal? No, but I feel like with the new year's come like the sense of fresh start, and we usually kind of like take it and jump on it. So most people are like on my timeline is like new year, this is what I'm going to be doing, this is what I am not going to be doing, which is I love seeing all those goals because as human we need to constantly be making them. We need to reevaluate. The only thing that I have is I don't think it has to be something that we have to wait till the new year to do. We can do it any time of the year because starting over doesn't have like a timeline, it doesn't have a deadline. We can do it at any point in time that we think it is needed. So that's the only cliche part about the new year, new me thing that I have. But other than that, please set your goals and work on them. Like I said, new year comes with a fresh start, so let's run with it. If you ask a couple of people what starting over means to them, you're going to get different answer because for some it is this exciting adventure that they want to embark on, but for others it's like they are in a situation where they do not have the option. They have to fight or flight. So basically, you don't have an option. It's like you accept that this is my life, or you make the change that is really needed. Starting over is not, even though for some it's exciting, there is still some kind of a, I don't know, like a twist in the stomach. There is this some kind of a feeling because you're doing something new, you're doing something that you are not familiar with. So that's kind of be like I don't want to say doubt, like you're anxious to know. As human, I feel like we sometimes really want to know what is going to happen in the future. Not knowing sometimes give us this feeling of like, I don't know, anxiety, like we worry too much about the future. So I'm going to share 3 stories that we have today about starting over in case you have been looking or in case you have the silent thought in your head and you have not been able to make sense of, or even if your life is so perfect right now, you don't need anything to change, but this is just something that you can have at the back of your mind that it is okay to start at any given point in life. I believe as long as we are living, as long as we are breathing, it is an opportunity each day for us to make decision that fits us as long as those changes aligned with us and what is going to benefit us. So we're gonna go in with story number 1. The first story reads, I am 29, successful and completely lost. How do you know when it's time to burn it all down and start over? I am in what most people would call a good place. I make decent money, mid 6 figure. I am in a stable industry. I worked my way up. I led small team. On paper, I have made it. But here is the thing no one tells you. Success doesn't mean you feel fulfilled. Every morning I wake up with this feeling like I am living someone else's life. Like I followed all the rules, get a degree, land a job, climb the ladder, but I am not sure I ever stopped to ask if it was my ladder. Some days I fantasize about quitting, traveling, starting something completely new, maybe even going back to school. But when reality kicks in, bills, rent, family expectation, fear of starting over. So here I am, tired, grateful but lost, comfortable but restless. If you have been here before, how did you know when it was time to make a change? And how do you make a leap when your golden handcuffs are holding you back? So this is our story number one. Basically, we have this 29 years old that is very successful on paper. Everybody seems as doing the thing. I'm sure he has people that are looking up to him, and they are seeing this person that is like, they're admiring this person that is like, oh, he actually worked his way up the top. And on the other hand, we have this person saying, okay, yeah, I know this is what it looks like, but this is exactly what I'm feeling. I feel like I've achieved everything that I need to achieve, but here I am not feeling any fulfillment. I feel like I'm not gonna say to this extreme, but I feel like most of us has been in this situation where we just feel like we need a change, but we have so many things that are holding us back. Of course, we can't just get up and make these changes. I wish it works that way. Some people do have the option, but majority, 99% of the human race doesn't have the option to just get up and leave without having plan in place, without having the resources. This is a tough situation, especially going to this thing that was your thing and now it's no longer fulfilling to you. If I was in their shoes, I don't have all the answers, guys, but if I was in this person's shoes, I would say to start slow, to try new things. I won't just jump. I know he mentioned going back to school. I feel like that is a big commitment and also expensive commitment. So before committing to that, find something that you really love, put things together and see what you can change. It can be like a small change. It doesn't have to be anything big until you are sure that, okay, this is a change that I want to do. Because sometimes we go through a season where it is not that we dislike our life that we are living, it's just that we are in a period of difficulties. It makes us see life like, I wish I was living life in a different way. So I would say take things slow. What really touched me on the story is about climbing someone else's ladder. I feel like that is kind of tough. I can relate to some extent. Even when I think about what I can relate to in that aspect, sometimes it is my ladder, but subconsciously it was someone that, let's say, for example, I know most African parents would be like, oh, I want you to be a doctor. I want you to be this, and this. The kids will go ahead and do that, thinking, oh, I actually love this, but it's kind of like subconsciously doing what their parents love for them to do. And after they are in the situation where they think that they really love this thing and having to end up changing it. So I feel like take it one step at a time. I wouldn't say just let it fly. I would say start doing things on the side that will bring you peace, that will bring you joy, that will bring you some sort of fulfillment. So start doing those things so you can actually feel, you can't even have it all figured out, but just have like a sense of, okay, this is what I want to be doing that I will really enjoy. So we're going to go on to the next story. So for the next story, it's a really short one. Honestly, I found it on Thread, but there was a key point that I'm like, I really want to highlight that. So the second story reads, starting over at 47, new home, new environment. I didn't leave a man. I left an environment that no longer supported a safe growing space for my son to thrive. So for this one, we say the first story, it is someone being in this place that they feel unfulfilling and they want to, change something. In this second story, reading this, I don't think it was like it. Of course, it was a choice. I was gonna say I don't think it was by choice, but of course, it was a choice that she decided to leave the environment that was no longer serving her son. But if everything was well and good, I don't think she would have just decided to start over. But because of an environment, one of the things that I really want to highlight that she said, and I really love that, I didn't leave a man, I left an environment, which is very key, because some of the times we let our environment hold us back. Environment can be a place, it can be a community, it can be a person, it can be different things, it can be even our location, like our surroundings, like in our room. What are we surrounding ourselves with? Is it something that is making us more depressed? So sometimes we let our environment, you know, hold us down. We listen to people in our life that are not going to the direction that we are going just because of familiarity. And most of the time, the reason why starting over is very, very difficult is because of the familiarity, because you don't know what you're going to next. We love having this routine, like knowing things that are going to happen. I feel like I'm the same way too. I'm okay with change, but I don't like that fast change, like this quick change. I don't like it. Even if I am going to get some change in my life, I want it to be gradual. I want to have some type of a routine. So I feel like with us as human, it can sometimes bother us when there is this big change and we allow ourselves to stay in situation longer than we should because of that fear of starting over. I know we all wish we have these disposable resources where we can just get up and leave, or where we can just change our life in an instant, but sometimes it doesn't even mean leaving. It's about changing your routine, changing the things that you're doing daily. That is also a form of starting over. It doesn't have to mean like this grand thing that you have to move to a different state, you have to move to another country. Starting over, like I said, is very unique per person. It depends on what your situation need at this time, so it doesn't have to be this big thing that we have to be afraid. And also, do not be afraid to start over at any age. We see a 29 years old saying I have everything, but then I feel like I want to just burn it all down. And then we see a 47 years also saying this was not my first choice, but I was forced to make this decision. So there is no timeline or deadline on starting over. We're going to go on the next story. At the end, I want to give my takeaways from this 3 stories and how you can just, think about it, find pieces of it that you can apply to your life or can help you make some changes in your life if that is what you are looking for at this time. So for this one, it reads, I am a 35 years old and probably feel the most lost I've ever felt in my life. I followed the rules, got the degrees, became the lawyer, and I still find myself struggling. The accolades I thought would fulfill me just didn't. I feel the tug to be more and do more, but I have no idea where to start. I am on my 9th life, reinventing myself until I find a life that brings me joy and fulfillment. I'm actually a little ashamed to admit I feel like a child stuck in an adult body. We have a 35 years old woman that feels stuck. And one of the things that really gets me is that, similar to the first story, she also feel like everything is good, everything is check, you did it all. But the thing that really got me about the story is the shame that lies underneath it. We can't even celebrate the things that we have achieved. I kind of understand it, not because, we are not grateful. As human, we just have this thing of wanting more, which is good. It's a good thing to have, but sometimes also it can lead to us feeling this, it's not ungrateful, but feeling like things in our life are not enough, like we need this change. And I also love that she said she's gonna keep reinventing her. She has reinvented herself for the 9th time and she's going to continue doing it. So that is like the highlight for me, knowing that even though you feel stuck, you feel lost, but you still have the strength and the power in you to say, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep reinventing myself. I'm going to keep trying things until I find the one thing or even a couple of things that make me whole, that make me fulfill. All of us should have like this same view in life, that we have the power. The power is in our hand to make those changes at any point in life. Like one of the changes that I am working towards, it's a 13 years long changes. There are sometimes when I feel so unfulfilled in things I'm doing, and I just keep reminding myself, It's a matter of time, it's a matter of season. But I have a particular plan that I'm so looking forward for. I want when my last child, who is 5 years old right now, when he turned 18, I want to travel to a particular country to live there for at least 2 years. That is my goal. It can be one country, it can be a couple of countries. That is my goal that I'm working towards. Like, I want to push myself to go to somewhere new, not to go and visit, but actually live there, learn a different language. But I know it's something that I can't do right now. Of course, I have my family here. I have little kids. I can't just get up and go, even though I would really, really love to just live my life right now. But I know also it takes time. Starting over is one of the bravest thing anyone can do. It just means you are choosing yourself over and over again. If you feel stuck in life, like you are like, I'm doing everything and nothing is working out for me, I want you to know that you have options to make changes. Of course, it's not going to be the snap of a finger and then changes happen. Changes is also work. It's a lot of hard work, it's a lot of tears, lot of planning. There's a lot that goes into it. But if at any point in your life you feel like you are stuck, you feel like you're not doing enough, reevaluate and see if the path that you're going is where you see yourself being forever. Like, is this where you think you're going to be in the next 5-10 years? Sometimes we are in a place that is just temporary. We need to get past this particular phase before we can get to our dream life. So don't be disappointed. If you align with any of the story today, or you know someone that does, has been complaining, and sometimes some of the situation can be very lonely, like you can talk about it. I'm referencing back the first stories that says everybody view him as someone that have everything. Imagine this person that they see have everything and you are complaining. I feel like sometimes we don't have the space to actually complain, even if it's just like out of frustration, or just having a moment. We don't have the space to actually vent, so it can be lonely sometimes. But I want you to know that you are not alone. If you're going through similar thought, if you know someone that is going through similar situation, and know that we do not have a timeline on when to change our life or things that we can dream about. Like, I have had people said, I thought I wanted to be this profession, but when I'm doing it now, I don't like it. I would say don't take like a drastic decision and change everything overnight, but take your time. Of course, I am a big fan of taking calculated risk. You see those people that said, I left with my hometown with $2. I am not one of those. Like, where are you going to go sleep? In your car? How long are you going to be sleeping in your car for? So, nah. Take risk, calculated one, but don't stay stuck where you are. Instead of sitting and wondering like what could have happened, go ahead and make the changes. Like I said, it doesn't have to be everything all at once. Take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and figure things out as you go. This is Life Isn't That Hard, or maybe you just need to start over.